Did you know that in many cases your hairline can actually grow back naturally? That's right, even if your temples feel like they've been thinning for years, there are proven methods that can help stimulate regrowth. You just need the right tools for your hair loss, a consistent routine, and patience. I get asked all the time about thinning edges, baby hairs that don't grow, and how to deal with stress-related shedding. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step method that combines both ancient hair traditions and modern science to give your hairline the best chance to thrive again. Now, this isn't a miracle overnight fix. Like I said so many times in my videos, the hair growth cycle takes 3 to 6 months, sometimes 12. But this is a week-by-week guide that's totally doable, effective, and if you're ready, let's jump into it. First off, let's take a moment to talk about why your hairline thins out in the first place, because understanding the why is key to knowing how to treat it. So one of the most common reasons for a thinning hairline is androgenic alopecia, which is often triggered by genetics or hormonal fluctuations. In this case, a hormone called DHT, which is short for dihydrotestosterone, can shrink your hair follicles, especially around your temples and forehead, which eventually leads to miniaturization and thinning. Stress is another huge factor. When you're under chronic stress, your body produces more cortisol, which can disrupt your hair's natural growth cycle. This can lead to telogen effluvium, which is a condition where more hairs than normal enter the shedding phase at once. Tight hairstyles like ponytails, braids, or buns can also cause traction alopecia, which is a form of mechanical damage that pulls at the delicate hairline over time, sometimes causing permanent hair loss if not addressed early. Then there's inflammation, whether it comes from autoimmune conditions, if you have some sort of scalp infection going on, or even if you're using products that are a little too harsh for your scalp. This can suffocate your hair follicle and lead to thinning. So the key takeaway here is that hairline loss can be caused by multiple factors, and determining what's causing yours is the key to regrowth. Now, before we jump into what to do, let's talk about what you need to avoid if you're trying to regrow your hairline. First thing is you're going to want to avoid tight hairstyles that pull on your scalp. Besides ponytails and buns, I'm talking like any sort of hairband that really pulls on your hair, because repeated tension over time weakens your follicle and can contribute to traction alopecia. Next, you'll want to avoid scrubbing your scalp too aggressively, especially after treatments like dermastamping. The first 24 hours after dermastamping, your scalp is more sensitive and those microchannels that you've created are open. So rough scrubbing or even a strong shampoo can cause irritation or inflammation, which we want to avoid. Also, you'll want to avoid leaving any sort of like hair oil on your scalp for days without washing them off, because this can lead to buildup and clog your hair follicles, and sometimes even fungal issues, which can all make your hair thinning much worse. And lastly, do not give up your hair routine too quickly. The hair growth cycle takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months, sometimes up to 12, of consistent effort before you might even see little baby hairs reappear. Okay, now let's get into your hairline regrowth routine. These are the exact steps that I follow myself week by week. This is a gentle but powerful routine I created to nourish your scalp, stimulate your hair follicles, and support your body's natural regrowth cycle. Okay, first up is scalp oiling. So twice a week before you go to bed, apply a nourishing scalp oil. I use a specific blend of hair oils that I mix together myself. I actually share that recipe. It's a free download. You can grab that in the description box. And massage it gently into your hairline. The massage itself is going to increase the circulation to your scalp, which is going to help bring oxygen and all those juicy nutrients to your hair follicles to help your hair cells divide and grow. The oil I use is based on Ayurvedic traditions. It's designed to reduce inflammation and improve your follicular health. It includes carrier oils like jojoba and castor oil, which are closest to the scalp's natural sebum, and essential oils like rosemary, which have been shown in studies to support hair growth by extending the anagen or growth phase of the hair growth cycle. You'll want to sleep with it in your hair overnight and then wash it out in the morning. That is such a crucial step. Always make sure you wash it out in the morning. If you know you're not going to have time to wash your hair the next day, do not apply it, skip that night and do it the next night instead. Okay, let's talk about my next absolute favorite thing to do for my scalp, and that is dermastamping. Once a week on clean, fresh hair, I use a dermastamp with a 0.5mm length needle all along my hairline and then in the center part as well, and then in the crown as well. This creates tiny micro injuries to the scalp in a controlled manner, which triggers a wound healing response. As part of this response, your body increases production of collagen, elastin, and growth factors in your scalp skin, all of which support healthier, stronger follicles. You want to make sure that you are sanitizing your tool before and after with 99% alcohol. And after I stamp my scalp, I will apply a hair serum. It's important to do this right away because your microchannels are open, which helps to allow the active ingredients in your serum to penetrate deeper. The tool that I use is actually for your skin, but it's the best one that I found that works great for your scalp. It's by a company called Banish. I will link it in the description box below, and there's also a code where you can save a little bit of money on yours. Let's move on to supplements. I like to take a daily stack of supplements to support the internal healing part, which includes a high quality multivitamin. I like to use one because it helps to cover any sort of nutrient gaps that you're missing in your diet. Low levels of things like iron, B12, zinc, vitamin D can be common reasons for shedding. I also like to take an omega, which helps reduce inflammation in your scalp and support hydration of your follicle. Another one that I love is magnesium, which is actually essential for hundreds of processes in your body, including protein synthesis and hormonal balance, both which affect your hair. And finally, probiotics. These support your gut health, and your gut microbiome, like I've said many times before, is so highly linked to how we absorb nutrients. So a healthy gut is imperative to hair health. Finally, let's talk about one of my favorite things for hair growth, and that is red light therapy. Who was gonna guess it? You guys know I love this so much. Every night I use red light therapy before I go to bed. Red and near infrared light have been shown in clinical studies to stimulate the mitochondria in your cells, which increases ATP production. And ATP is the energy source in your cell that it needs to function. In the case of your scalp, this supports the dermal papilla cells inside your follicles, which are responsible for regulating hair growth. I love that it's non-invasive and it feels like a relaxing sort of mini ritual of self-care for my scalp. Let me show you how I do my weekly dermastamping so you can see the method. First, I clean the tool. I pull my hair back to expose the hairline, gently of course, and then I stamp the tool across the front hairline, especially focusing on the temple area, and make sure that you are doing light, even pressure in a nice pattern. I avoid dragging or rolling. I prefer a Dermastamp to a microneedle because you're not rolling and risking getting any of your hair caught into the actual rollers. Stamping is a little bit safer and more controlled. Then I'll part my hair in the middle and I'll stamp down that part, and then I'll separate section by section. Once I've done my entire crown, I'm done stamping my scalp. After I stamp, I apply my serum while the scalp microchannels are still open, and that way the active ingredients can absorb deeper and be more effective. You might feel a little tingling or redness, but that's completely normal. Just make sure to avoid any sort of harsh products or scalp scrubbing in the next 24 hours. Okay, let's talk about some bonus lifestyle tips that you can implement for hair growth. Because hair growth is never just about what you're applying to your scalp. It's also really connected to what's going on inside your body. You can meditate daily to keep your stress levels in check. Remember that cortisol, your stress hormone, can shift your hair into the shedding phase prematurely. So keeping your nervous system regulated is so important. Also try to get in some light movement like walking every day. This helps to get your blood flowing, which helps deliver all those juicy nutrients and oxygen to your scalp. Sleep is really huge too. Your hair regenerates overnight, so you want to aim for at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. And try to support your circadian rhythm. Also, you want to make sure that you're drinking enough water. You're probably not drinking enough water, and the key to doing this is trying to drink more than you think you need. Hydration keeps your skin and follicles functioning optimally. So if you've been finding that your hairline has been thinning recently and you've been feeling a little frustrated and overwhelmed as to what to do, I hope that this gave you a clear, evidence-backed roadmap to help you start regrowth. Remember, it won't happen overnight, but it is absolutely possible. I've gotten so many comments from people that have been able to regrow their hair successfully, but it always takes a few months of consistency to see results. So if you're going to try this routine, or if you want to talk a little bit more about your hair loss, let me know in the comments. And I hope this video helped you. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, share it with anybody that needs it, and subscribe to this channel for more hair growth support and beauty rituals. See ya.